Every circle on this screen is doing the simplest thing in mathematics, spinning at a constant speed. No decisions, no feedback, just steady rotation. And yet, chained tip to tail, 120 of them are drawing this logo, because we kept exactly the 120 largest Fourier coefficients of this curve. This is drawing with circles, the Fourier series, turned into a machine you can watch. By the end, you will know precisely which circles can draw which shapes, and what the fine print really says. And it all begins with a single spinning arrow. Here is the atom of everything in this video. One rotating vector. Its rule is a single expression, c times e to the 2 pi I n t. 3 numbers hide inside it. The size of c is the arrow's length, the radius of the circle it sweeps. The exponent makes it rotate. As t runs from 0 to 1, the arrow turns exactly n times around. And n is not just any speed, it is a whole number. Frequency 3 means 3 full turns, no more, no less. That is what will make every drawing close up perfectly. Negative frequencies are welcome too. N equals -2 simply spins clockwise, twice per cycle. The last dial is the angle of C itself, the phase, where the arrow points at time 0. Length, integer speed, starting angle. One vector, 3 dials, and on its own it can draw exactly one thing, a circle. Now chain 2 of them. The second arrow rides on the tip of the first. Arrow 1, length 1.35, frequency 1. Arrow 2, length 0.45, frequency 6. Watch the tip, frequencies 1 and 6. Their difference is 5, and the trace closes into a 5-petaled rosette. A spirograph, reborn as mathematics. Flip the second frequency to -2, and the tip carves a 3-lobed curve instead, because the gap between 1 and -2 is 3. A third arrow, small and fast, adds a fine ripple on top. 3 circles, and already the shapes have personality. And every one of these curves closes exactly, because every frequency is a whole number. So here is the real question. If a few circles can do this, what would it take to draw anything you choose? Let us try a real target, this heart. It has a classical formula, 16 sine cubed t going across, and a short stack of cosines going up and down, and sine cubed hides an identity. 16 sine cubed t equals 12 sine t minus 4 sine 3t. So every term is already a pure rotation. Frequencies plus and minus 1, 2, 3, and 4. 8 circles, no more. And these 8 are not an approximation. The chain retraces the heart exactly, 100% of the energy, in 8 coefficients. This curve does not merely have a Fourier series, it is one. But be honest, your signature has no tidy formula. A coastline does not either, and neither does our logo. For an arbitrary shape, nobody hands you the circles, you have to measure them. That measurement is the Fourier coefficient, and it is one integral. Here is the measuring device, the Fourier coefficient. C sub n equals the integral from 0 to 1 of f of t times e to the -2 pi I nt dt. Multiplying by e to the -2 pi I nt unspins the curve. It removes exactly n turns per cycle. And the integral takes the average of whatever is left, its centre of mass. At n equals 0, nothing is unspun. The average is just the centre of the curve itself. We centre every shape first, so C0 sits at the origin, the anchor of the whole chain. Now unspin by one turn. The heart wraps into a lopsided loop, and its centre of mass jumps away from 0. That offset, read as a vector, is C1. Its length is the radius of circle 1. Its angle is the phase. 2, 3, 4. Each unspinning throws the mass off-centre in its own way. 4 more measurements, 4 more circles. But unspin by 5, and the mass balances perfectly. C5 is 0. The heart simply contains no frequency 5. And that is the whole trick. To find the circles inside any shape, unspin it at every whole number speed and record where the average lands. The spinning does the sorting. Time to leave the textbook, because real shapes arrive as data. Take the star and record it at 48 moments, 48 dots equally spaced along the tour. One command, the fast Fourier transform, turns those samples into coefficients. Here is the whole spectrum on a log scale. A giant at frequency 1, echoes at -4 and 6, and then a quiet drumbeat at every step of 5. That is the star's 5-fold symmetry, written in numbers. Feed every coefficient back into the chain, and the tip threads through every single sample. Exactly. Not close, exact. That is a theorem about the discrete transform, and your computer performs it in microseconds. One honest caution. 48 samples give you exactly 48 slots, frequencies from -24 up to 23. If the true curve wiggles faster than that, those wiggles masquerade as slower ones. Give the transform enough dots, and it hands you the circles, ready to spin. So how many circles does a drawing cost? Smoothness sets the price. Here is the star's spectrum on a log-log plot. Every dot is one coefficient. They march down a straight line of slope -2. Corners in the path make the coefficients shrink like 1/n², while perfectly smooth curves decay even faster. A circle, as we saw, costs exactly 1. Now watch the meter. 5 circles on our logo already capture 99% of the energy. Parseval's theorem makes that number exact. And yet, look at it. The shape is still a blob. 10 circles, 99.8. 25, 99.99. 50, and the corners finally sharpen. Because energy is an average, and averages are cheap. The character of a shape, its corners, its snap, lives in the last 1%. That is the real budget of drawing with circles. Round things are almost free, and every sharp corner taxes the tail. 1/n², forever. Now the fine print, and it is beautiful. Corners are not the enemy. Watch 60 circles trace the star. At every point the chain rounds the corner. It never overshoots it. A corner is a jump in direction, not in position, and direction jumps only slow the decay. But lift the pen, 2 separate strokes stitched into one loop, and now the position itself jumps. There, right at the jump, the trace overshoots the stroke, by about 9% of the gap, and adding more circles does not remove it, it only squeezes the horn thinner. Strip the idea down to one dimension, and it is the classic square wave. 9 terms, 41, 201, the wiggles compress, but the horns keep their height. In the limit, the peak lands on a universal constant, 2/π, times the sine integral of pi, about 1.179, an overshoot of 8.95% of the jump, always. Henry Wilbraham computed it in 1848. It was rediscovered 50 years later, and the name that stuck was Gibbs. So the machine is honest with us. Draw without lifting the pen and the circles converge everywhere. Lift it and they pay an 8.95% toll, forever. This machine is older than it looks, about 18 centuries older than Fourier. Claudius Ptolemy, around the year 150, modelled the heavens exactly this way. Each planet rides a small circle, the epicycle, whose centre rides a large circle around the Earth, the deferent. 2 uniform rotations, chained, and the planet traces loops. That is how a model built purely from circles produced the strange backward drift of Mars, retrograde motion on demand. And the story that desperate astronomers piled epicycles on epicycles until the model collapsed is mostly a myth. The full Almagest ran the entire visible sky on about 43 circular motions and stayed in service for some 14 centuries. Now relabel the picture. The Earth becomes the origin, the deferent, circle 1, the epicycle, circle 2, the planet, our pen. Ptolemy was drawing with circles. What he lacked was the recipe, a way to compute the circles for any target you choose. That recipe arrived in 1807 with Joseph Fourier. So here is the whole story, in one drawing. 150 circles, each one a single Fourier coefficient, a length, a whole number speed, a starting angle. No circle knows what it is drawing, each one just spins, and the sum remembers the shape. The honest theorem behind it all reads like this. Every piecewise smooth, closed curve is the uniform limit of its Fourier partial sums. Piecewise smooth, that is the fine print, and it covers hearts, stars, logos, signatures, everything you can draw without lifting the pen. Here, 150 circles hold more than 99.99% of the energy, and every corner you see sharpen is paid for out of that last sliver. And these same coefficients are the reason the heat equation, the wave equation, and half of signal processing become simple, because pure rotations do not interact. That story is our series on partial differential equations. Sources and further reading are on screen. Thanks for watching. This has been Axiom Motion, drawing with circles.